Good morning, y'all. Babe is salty because I feel some type of way about the fact that I think he leaves me hanging on the night shift.
Hey y'all, what I do?
That's all you have to say.
Babe, I'm up. And when I wake up, your mouth is open. And yeah, hey booby.
This is husband.
Well, my true feelings in this moment are that I'm not ignoring my wife. Now, in the past, yes, I legitimately was janky and jacked up with my actions. If I didn't like something, I will respond. I'm not going to
He has
respond. I'm not going
liners
to.
in.
Yeah. I'm not going to react to you. I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to react to anything. I'm going to dismiss it. And it's not completely, the thing about it, it's not even completely dismissed. I'm internalizing because I'm angry on the inside. But I learn if I actually express it, it's always worse. And words hurt. And I learned that over the years, even prior to the video not getting married, that you say things and things stick like flat paper. But that doesn't work with my wife. My wife needs communication, and she needs communication in the moment, you know? So if I'm upset, I still have to understand how to be angry and say not in a sense, because I don't want to say anything to her, that might throw her, or she might think about later as, okay, well, this is how he feels, when that was just the way I was reacting in the moment. Now, given this past situation that happened, I really wasn't ignoring her. Okay. But it took her back to moments when I did ignore her, and she got pretty upset about it. But that's not where I was coming from in that particular moment. But I can't even knock her for feeling like that, because there were so many moments previously. There were so many moments previously in our marriage where I did, and I would. And there was something that we were discussing, or she didn't like something, or she came off, or I felt like she was coming off in a certain way towards me. I'm like, my thing is always, okay, I'm gonna make my statement. I'm gonna make the amending statement, quote unquote, like I'm fixing it, or, and then I'm gonna walk away. And for the next couple of hours, I'm going to
Act like I'm a wall.
and I say anything to anybody. Well, say something to the kids, because they don't need to. That's they're not. That's not their problem, and we wouldn't want to show them that. But and we would dialogue between one another in front of them sometimes, just
I
to keep it.
hate faking.
We would.
I hate faking, and he loves it or loved it, and I hate it. Y'all see the Christmas lights in the back. This is because this is like real life in the moment right now, and I'm seriously, like, I'm trying to work through this because I still want to be able to find joy even in the midst of this moment right here. And even right now, like, I'm not completely upset. I'm just a little frustrated because I don't even say it coming, like, I'm not trying to come off in a harsh way or anything. And because he doesn't like being called out, and I'm not even calling him out, like, it's just me and you. That's how I feel. It's just me and you in here. So this isn't me calling you out. I'm just saying something. So in the morning, I say, well, this morning I said, you left me hanging last night. He doesn't, because he's like, I don't know, he's country. And so if someone says good morning, say good morning back. But I was like intentionally thinking about the fact that he left me hanging. I was up all night and I was watching him with his mouth open. And every time the baby cried, like, she would go, eh, and I'm like, I get up or whatever. He turned to the other side. But he's sitting here telling me that he was getting up. I'm telling you, those were dreams. He was not getting up.
Now, which is where truth.
Oh, he want to put the book down because I'm trying to tell you, this man was asleep. He was asleep. He was asleep. He was asleep. And he thinks he was awake, and he was not.
I was, and like I was telling my wife, okay, that most nights I feel like we're doing tag team because she'll wake up in the morning, she'll be like, well, I was up this many times. And then I'll say, oh, okay, well, I was up this many times. You know, now I'm not hitting her back up saying, you weren't up, because when I woke up,
you do say that.
You were not.
You do say that. You do say that. You say, no, babe, you weren't getting up like that. That's what you say. And then lately, the last couple of times, you've been like...
But am I joking with you?
Okay, but was I angry when I said what I said? No, you just didn't like the fact that I didn't say good morning back to you first. This is how you said you on the phone. He's just upset I didn't say good morning first.
No, let me demonstrate. She was on the phone, going there, and I was like, good morning. Good morning. You definitely left me hanging, dude, last night.
Was that angry? No, it was not.
It was like... I didn't even present it as her being angry.
Yes, he did. Then he tried to be stank about it and was like, "Oh," I said, you should really Google what verbiage to use. You have to
say what I said first.
I am. He said you should. He said, I don't know what he said, okay, but I said.
So what I said was, why do you wake up in the mornings and present it as a problem?
Right.
But
then I said, I didn't even respond. I didn't even react. All I said was, you should really Google
what terminology
to use
with new mothers,
with moms who are,
just had a baby,
or at least within the first year, what to say and what not to say, because that's not it.
So. Okay, so then I'm thinking in my mind, because I've heard it so many times, so I'm like, clearly this has to be an issue, because I hear it and it's not, no matter what tone it's in. So then I recommend saying, okay, would it have sounded better if I said, why is there an issue, or is there an issue?
And then I say, you're being funny now.
And I get it, because after giving it some time of thought, I came back and I told Davida, I said, I could have said something along the lines like, why do you feel like that?
Ooh, hold up. That little sweet talk came after he then said, but you don't like when I say you're complaining.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
And I was like...
Well, that's because...
I said, oh, so this is how you really feel.
Well, no, that's because...
I was flipping it back and forth, but how do you know I want them to see you right now?
I'll bite your shoulder. But that's because in the past when we were talking about something, or she was expressing, I would say, okay, something along the lines like, you're complaining, and we would say it to each other, and we realized that neither one of us liked the term, because we always would respond in offense to it, towards each other. So I use that as an example of how I had to find a different verbiage to articulate when talking to her about how she expresses, sometimes. Because terms like complaining, whining, different things like that, even if you're saying it in the most intentional way, it could still come off as offensive to the other person, which is something that took us a while to learn, And sometimes we felt like, sometimes I felt like I needed to say certain terms in order to just grab her attention, But that's not the case, because even if you're just saying it because you want to be heard,
It's not, it doesn't make it right.
And it hurts the other person.
It does. I'm sorry, because I know we look super dry and crusty.
We just woke up like 30 minutes ago, took the trash out because I didn't want to miss the trash man.
But
and the thing about it is that this moment happened so quickly. Like,
it
was such a sweet, like how we went to bed, so sweet,